Hello and welcome back to Starside Cafe. We are doing the last of the press conferences today. The Nintendo Direct. It's not even a technically not even a real conference.
A short one too.
Yeah, how long was it? Was this not a full hour?
I don't think it was a full hour, no.
Yeah, it felt like there was some stuff they left out, but anyway, I guess we can start going through it. So first up, they showed a game called Demon Ex Machina.
Yeah, this was a crazy mech game where it seemed like it was mech versus mech, and there were giant mechs and there were smaller mechs, but it seemed cool. I like a mech game. I used to play Mech Warrior. I liked that you could like pick your weapon loadout and things like that. Hawken was a cool game back in the day that I haven't heard about in a long time. But
you think this is going to be in that vein?
I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I like a customizable, like mobile. I mean, it's like Anthem a little bit. You know, you build out your armor. So this was fine. I don't know if it's something that's on the top of my to buy list, but an interesting. It's good to have diverse games on your console.
Sure. It did seem like kind of the old school, like flying around, almost similar to Star Fox, maybe. Would you say I'm incorrect?
I don't know. It doesn't look as on the rails as Star Fox was. Maybe I'm wrong.
I guess. Well, who knows? I guess we'll wait and find out more about it later. Next up, they had Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yes, I don't care about this at all. Do you?
No, it looked like the first game looked like the JRPG-iest JRPG game that I've seen in quite a while. And it was like, just watching the trailer or watching gameplay of that game, there was like so many times where the voice acting was just super repetitive and annoying. And so I was kind of like, oh, I'm just not going to play this game at all. And I kind of was not expecting this because it seems super soon. Almost too soon. But yeah, it's there. It's a thing. Next up, another Japanese game, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Is this a thing you would play?
More. I think I am going to get this because my girlfriend is interested in it. And I haven't played a Pokemon game since... I don't think I've ever played a Pokemon game, actually, except for like Pokemon Snap. So this is interesting to me. He showed the little Pokeball, and if you buy the Pokeball, which by the way is $50, you get a Mew in the game. And that might be the only way to get a Mew. I'm not sure. But that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I'll pick this up when it comes out, but there was not a lot of new information about it besides you get a Mew with the Pokeball.
Are you going to get Pikachu or Eevee?
Eevee.
Really? Not Pikachu.
Gotta go Eevee.
Well, this is something I'm kind of interested in it just because I liked the look of the trailer that they showed, and I haven't played Pokemon Go in a long time, but I like the idea of that game, and maybe Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee would make me play that game again, it's a good like summertime game, and it's summertime, and it encourages exercise, which is something I need. So anyway, there's that. Did they show anything new with this? I feel like they rushed through it.
Yeah, they really did.
So too. They rushed through it to get to the next thing, which is Super Mario Party.
Yeah, the first Switch Mario Party game, and it looked cool. It's kind of a return to form. Previous Mario Parties have been a little experimental. Last one, I think you were all in the same car together. I'm not really sure. But this one seems like more traditional, and it's got a bunch of different modes. It seemed like you could have multiple switches doing crazy things. They showed a thing where you could put two switches down and like you would connect them up and be able to drive a little tank from one switch to the other, which was interesting to me.
Yeah, it looked like they put two of them down like right next to each other, and they like swiped from one to the other to kind of like give it an idea of direction, because they were able to like they were playing this 4-player game and they were able to drive like a car from one screen to the other, which seems super cool to me. Maybe more in practice than in reality, because I can't think of a situation where this would happen.
I don't like, this isn't a game I don't think either of us will pick up, because we don't like hang out with giant groups of people.
Well, we don't hang out with giant groups of people that also own Nintendo Switches. Like the trailer, like for this, just the same with the original trailer for the Switch in general, where they had all these situations that they had dreamed up of people like hanging out together, like out and about, and then they would just pull out their game console and play together. Like, this is a situation that I don't think exists. Like, it doesn't happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, it seemed really bizarre to me because the people playing Super Mario Party were out camping together. There was like 4 or 5 people just out on this camping trip. And instead of like doing anything that you would do on a camping trip, they were sitting at a picnic table trying to play, like huddled around Switches. And I was like, this does not seem accurate, but whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway,
so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Moving on. Fire Emblem is coming to the Switch. An actual Fire Emblem game, not the, the Warriors style game. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm unfamiliar with any of this.
So there was a Fire Emblem Warriors game that came out like a year ago. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but that's that same with like the Zelda game that came out fairly recently, where it's like this third-person hack and slash thing with like a bazillion characters in it, and you're fighting against a bazillion enemies all at once. And it's like super crazy. That's like a style of game that
it's like a Dynasty Warrior.
Yeah, exactly. And they've taken that and they've applied it to a bunch of like major franchises like Zelda and Fire Emblem. And so the first Fire Emblem game on the Switch was one of those Fire Emblem Warriors style games. This is an actual Fire Emblem game, so there's reason to be excited about it if you're into that series. And I think people are in the West are getting more into Fire Emblem. Maybe it's partially because of like Smash Brothers. Those characters have popped up in the Smash Brothers games. But also there was that Fire Emblem mobile game, which I actually played and enjoyed and thought it was pretty good. So this is pretty interesting to me. Although I will say there were some frame drops in it, which maybe is a limitation of the Switch hardware. Maybe they still have some work to do on it. It's coming out spring 2019.
But Zach, what can I play today?
Well, today you could play Fortnite on Switch. You probably won't, but it is available today. And there's been some news recently post this Nintendo conference where apparently if you previously played Fortnite on PS4, you like can't play it on Switch.
What do you mean?
I didn't see the full story, but there was some sort of issue like transporting your profile, maybe like it gets locked into PS4 or something like that.
Oh, so you have to make a new profile.
Maybe it's something like that. This is not something that is for either of us. But I guess it's kind of cool that it's on Switch and you can play it mobile.
Well, what if I don't like Fortnite, but I still want to play something new today?
Well, you could play Hollow Knight, which is also on Switch.
This is something I might actually pick up. Yeah, I have been following this game for a while. I watched a couple of speed runs of it. I think at the last SGDQ, the last AGDQ, there was a crazy speed run of it. I love the art style of it, and it's sort of like a Metroidvania style thing. And I have been holding off because I thought it might come to Switch. So,
well, today is that day.
Yeah,
my friend.
I might pick that up.
You can play it on the Switch right away. There was a bunch of indie ports they showed. This was just the one that stood out to me. And then after those indie ports, they moved on to Octopath Traveler. The demo's June 14th. The actual release date is July 13th. Anyway, is this a game that interests you?
Not really. I like the art style a lot, but it seems to me it's from what I've read, it's you're playing the same story, but you pick a bunch of different people, and those people affect the story in different ways. I don't know. I like the art style a lot, but I don't think it's something I'm going to pick up.
Yeah, it's another JRPG from Square Enix, and yeah, I like the art style, but I was not super into what I saw, so I will probably end up passing on this one.
What's
Next,
next?
there was a thing that we saw at the Ubisoft press conference? Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the game that we talked about, and you and I both initially thought that it was No Man's Sky 2 coming to the Switch. That is not what this is. But the release date is October. We've already kind of talked through this game a little bit. I don't think they had much to show because I think the main showcase for this game was at the Ubisoft press conference.
Yeah.
But yeah, Star Fox will be exclusive to the Switch version of this game. So there's that. Next up after that, Minecraft.
Yeah, I thought this was already available on the Switch. Is it not?
Yes. So I assumed this was already out on the Switch, to be honest with you. But
yeah.
But apparently we're wrong. And Minecraft is coming June 21st. Which I guess if you're still into Minecraft, I feel like it's a little been there, done that for a lot of people, maybe.
No, Zach, that's sacrilege. Minecraft is always going to be great.
Well, I guess like any game, there's a dedicated fan base for everything, but I am not among them.
Well, you need to play modded Minecraft. This is maybe something we can do a video on later.
Yeah, maybe one of these days you can explain to me the undying love people have for Minecraft. But next up, Just Dance 2019. It's coming out in October. Next up after that, they show this was all rapid fire stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it was super fast.
I was having a hard time keeping up with it. So if I missed a title in here somewhere, it's because they really didn't show much for any of this. They were just like title screen. So they showed Captain Toad.
Yeah, this looks fun.
Does it? What is the gameplay for this?
You are dropped into this little there's a name for it in Japan. It's these like little miniature like treasure garden things. But you're dropped into this little zone, and you sort of just have to discover the treasure in it and then leave. And it looks pretty fun. It's a nice little puzzle game.
Well, that is coming out July 13th.
Yeah, I might pick this up depending on how much it is.
Yeah, people are super into it, and it's definitely a game that I think I would be interested in. I just want to see a little bit more of it.
Next up, FIFA. I don't care about that, so we can move on.
You love sports games, though. That's what somebody told me. I did catch that Mega Man 11 is coming in October. And the reason why they were trying to fly through this crazy list of games, a lot of them are kind of games that are already out and they're just sort of being ported to the Switch. But also they wanted to save a lot of time for the next game, and the game everybody tuned in to this to see, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yes, they had the creator, and he just talked directly at you. And there was just like a very long segment where he was like, this is what the game is. Here's the changes. This is a change. This is a change. This is a change for a long time. But yeah, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Every character that has ever been in any Smash Bros. Game is in this game.
And I, for a short while, until I realized that they were trying to say everyone is back, I was like, the same with that rapid fire list of games. I was like furiously trying to type out every name so I could give the exhaustive list of all the player or all the characters that they were bringing back. And then they eventually got towards the end of it, and they were like, everyone's back. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just delete all of this stuff that I just typed out. Yeah, so The starting roster is going to be small, but it's going to feel like you're constantly unlocking characters as you go, because literally everybody who's ever been in a Smash Brothers game ever is going to be in this game. And they did announce one new character to go along with those characters, Ridley from Metroid. So Samus's arch nemesis. The crazy monster that looks kind of like an alien from Alien.
I thought it looked like a pterodactyl to me.
Yeah, kind of like that as well. And they announced that the new character and some of like the other characters. Well, I guess I should also say they showed that the Inklings were going to be in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those new characters and a bunch of other characters, I guess, are also getting new amiibo. So I guess if you have ever been into collecting amiibo and Smash Brothers is your thing, you're probably going to want to check those out.
Yeah, a bunch of new characters have new final smashes or ultimate smashes or whatever it's called. You can use a GameCube controller, which I was interested by.
Yeah, so I want to say they've already enabled GameCube controller support. I don't know how it works because obviously the ports are different, but I want to say that this is something that they have made available already. But they did emphasize during that trailer that you could definitely use a GameCube controller because people love that controller. And they also announced that the game is releasing December 7th, 2018.
Yes. Christmas
so
time.
I think a lot of people thought that maybe this was not coming out this year, and it is definitely coming out this year. So that's pretty cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. And there's after the Nintendo Direct wrapped up, they had that like Treehouse thing that they do where they like have people sit around and play games and they sort of do this interview style thing.
Yes, and I didn't watch that.
Yeah, so they had what's his name? The creator of Smash Brothers there.
Sakurai?
With his translator and a couple other guys I didn't recognize that were just like hosts of this thing. Mm-hmm. And they played a couple of matches and it looked really fun.
I'm excited for this. Is there online? Did they talk about online at all?
They did not, but I mean, I assume this is online. I want to say the Wii U one, and the one before that was online enabled.
Okay.
Anyway, pretty cool that they showed as much as they did. A lot of games releasing that late in the year maybe didn't show as much as this. You kind of know what to expect because it is Smash Brothers, but
yeah,
I feel like they still had enough to show, and they spent a good long time on it, which is awesome, and that's what people wanted. That's what people tuned into this Direct to see, and it, to an extent, it kind of felt like the pre-recorded version of like Todd Howard coming out on stage and like painstakingly going through the new Fallout stuff.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah,
but no Animal Crossing, no Metroid.
Yeah, so I was disappointed. I think in that video that we did where we talked about the things that we were most looking forward to at E3, one of the honorable mentions I had was Metroid Prime 4, and still nothing. Not even a trailer. It wasn't even listed in that crazy list of things that they like showed rapid fire. So I don't know. Don't know when that thing is coming. Probably next year sometime. Maybe that'll be the big game of E3 next year for Nintendo. I don't know.
Yes, we should do a video on things we expect at next E3. I think that will be good.
Yeah.
But that kind of wraps up our main coverage of E3 this year. We're going to have a ton more stuff, a ton more post videos. We're going to have our Battle Royale of games. Oh, yeah. What is your game of this show?
I mean, Smash Brothers, obviously.
Yeah, me too. So keep your eyes on this channel all next week. It's going to be all post E3 analysis discussion. We'll have things we wanted to see, things we saw, our favorite things, all kinds of stuff. So keep your eyes locked to this channel.
And we'll probably also be trying to like sift through the mountain of like YouTube content about like, you know, stuff that people have seen and gameplay, so that you don't necessarily have to try to find that stuff, and we'll just talk about it and talk you through all of it.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned.
Yep. See you next time.
Goodbye.